And he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Far down, he scored!
Come from behind for a month. Now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. Philadelphia, they won't get it! Wow! Edwards pulls off and buries the flag! Shot for Derby!
What is up, all? Welcome into Victory Monday's edition of Pitchfork Lunch. And man, what a phenomenal, just crazy, awesome weekend it was in Sun Devil Nation. And I know a lot of you may have seen my updates and all that good stuff, guys. But I tell you what, man, absolutely phenomenal in absolutely phenomenal weekend. It was just absolutely awesome, my friends. So yes, my pitchfork lunchers, a lot to get to. Sorry. I mean, like again, hockey, softball, baseball, men's and women's hoops, beach volleyball, travel to Hawaii, and gymnastics obviously had senior night. But man, hockey again this weekend, Western Michigan talked a ton about that. It was um it was, like I said, again, just absolutely awesome. Um, Again, softball Friday taking on number 3 Florida. That one a little tough, but they turned around, bounced right back. Played the next game, got a win. Got a win on Saturday. Close it out with New Mexico State yesterday. Just again, absolutely awesome hockey. Like I said, Friday night. If you were at Mullet, oh my goodness, it was. Well, it's always electric, but I mean, Western Michigan, and we'll get in. I'll get into this deep, guys, because again, huge shout out to Sun Devil Hockey, Coach Powers, his staff. I mean, just playing with that grit, and I mean, I'm going to play his sound from Friday. We're going to hear from Coach Bloomquist. Baseball again wins another series. They did drop the Friday night game to Oral Roberts, but stormed back one Saturday and yesterday. We'll hear from Jacob Tobias, new Contradas, led off the game with a home run. It was phenomenal. And then, like I said, softball hit some. Kelsey Hall hit a few dingers this weekend, but again, just absolutely crushing it this weekend. Like I said, don't want to forget about obviously never forget about women's water polo having a challenging weekend, but of matches, but just again, awesome. Like I said, beach volleyball, just as well too, is in Hawaii. I mean, not a bummer, and played really, really tough opponents. And again, that just lines you up for your season. So we'll get to that too. But yeah, hockey, guys, it set the tone. It set the tone all weekend for the weekend on Friday night. And I mean, for their season too, just absolutely awesome. So we'll get to that too. But I am Michael Caratanudo at Diablo00 on X, the artist formerly known as the Twitter, as you guys all know. See the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. My IG as well. Yes, you guys know you can go there and check it out live, Michael.Caratanudo. .5. Yes, go there. And I know I remind you, friend, I politely remind you every day, the YouTube channel. You can watch live on YouTube, which is great. But when you're there, guys, subscribe to the channel because the shows are there. Anything that you have missed will be there. So go to YouTube. You see my name, Michael Caratanudo, but it's M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005 at MVC005 on YouTube. And subscribe, my friends, because again, like I said, you have missed a lot of convert views. And yes, for the new ones to the program, so glad you're here. But that's what I call interviews, because they're more like, conversations as we're getting to know these coaches, players, voices, insiders, voices, alum, everything. So we have great conversations, and yes, they're coming on the show, interview, but great conversations. So you go to YouTube again at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005 at MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe. Again, like I said, all the conversations you missed, coaches, players, sound from practice, after games, insiders, alum, all there on YouTube. So don't be bashful. Do not be bashful. And for those of you that are, at work and, you aren't at lunch right at, noon, you guys you always know, which has been awesome, you can listen to Pitchfork Lunch Live on the best internet radio station on the web, the Casual Sports Radio Network. All you have to do is go to www.ksrnaz.com, Click listen, page will open up. Click listen live, hit play Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. Bam. Pitchfork Lunch, Sun Devil content, part of the Casual Sports Radio Network. Again, so stoked. Casual E, appreciative Casual E invited Pitchfork Lunch over because, again, guys, when you're there and you're on the website, subscribe to their socials as well because Casual E has you completely covered when it comes to the Suns, the Diamondbacks, the Cardinals, the Mercury, all there on the Casual Sports Radio Network. He has you covered. And then, Monday through Friday, Pitchfork Lunch, 12 to 1. Also, there are replays of Pitchfork Lunch as well, but go to the website, enjoy. So you're driving. Again, I want you to watch, but like I politely remind you, you guys don't watch and drive. Pay attention to the road. You're Sun Devils. You're smart. I know you know that. So, yes, forks up to that. But you can stream it through your Bluetooth. Again, www.ksrnaz.com. And listening, you're going to meet your friends for lunch, bam. And when you get out, you can still listen, obviously. Or, again, you can tune in, whatever you want to do. But we have got you covered on all fronts on Pitchfork Lunch. So, again, go to www.ksrnaz.com. And I'm sure you can hear Casual E do not be happy with the Suns' performance against a Raptors team that, again, I think just made another three-pointer. But, again, he'll let you know on that. But, yes, this weekend, guys, phenomenal in phenomenal in Sun Devil country. Hockey, I mean, look, let's start with that because Coach Powers and this team, I mean, just absolutely phenomenal on Friday night. You talk about, you knew a team that had only lost, obviously, we talked about it last week, guys, single-digit games. And again, Coach Powers said that in his press rehearsal last week, but single-digit games, right? Had only 5 losses coming in. And Friday night, Western Michigan, and the Devils, guys, if you were not at the game or watching on TV, I mean, if you watch on TV, again, I know you can feel the electricity. There's times that people say, oh, man, you can definitely feel it even if you're watching at home, like how, an arena is, a stadium, an arena, whatever. You can feel like you can just feel it, right? And it's not every time, believe me, and you guys know that as well. If you were watching on TV, I'm sure you felt it, but being in that arena Friday night to see what the Devils, battling Western Michigan, punching them in the mouth first. They won 5-3 on Friday night. Yes, they did score an awesome empty netter. But, yeah, I mean, it was 2-0. It was, the Devils scored first, right? Let's get to that. Yes, they were up 2-0 after the first. But at the 10-minute mark, so halfway through the first period, Lucas Sillinger, Ty Jackson gets a goal assisted by, who else? Of course, the assist machine, Lucas Sillinger. Ty Jackson gets it. Then 71 seconds later, pardon me. 71 seconds later, Ryan Kerwin gets a goal and Ty Murchison with a beautiful assist too, but Kerwin with a beautiful goal, and they are up 2-0, and that's how the first period would end. And, man, I mean, again, 5,323 loud. It sounded like a lot more than that in there. And, again, the student section with, again, even like basketball games too, but like the 942 group and how they get on the opposing team's goalie when he has their back to them and, or he's right there, right? He's defending that goal and you score. It is just, again, the banter, it's awesome. Again, it's not just, vulgar. It's not vulgar, but I mean, it's just, again, people say, oh, it's probably, no. It is absolutely awesome. The electricity, but yeah, it's 2-0 after 1. And then Western Michigan came out in the second period. And Coach said, I mean, the first 10 minutes, and we'll hear from Coach, first 10 minutes of the second period, they kind of shifted the ice back their way. Samuel Jolund got a goal, and so did Alex Bump, who I think was second on the team in scoring. We talked about that last week. At the 6:30 mark, that's when Jolund got the goal, and then 3:25 later, Alex Bump at the 9:55 mark gets the goal, and they're tied at 2. But then at the 14:04 mark, Lucas Sillinger and Colin Potter again. Well, Bennett Shimmick scores, and Lucas Sillinger and Colin Potter get the assist, but Bennett Shimmick slams a goal. They go up 3-2. And that's how the second period ends. Well, you knew Western Michigan was going to come back and punch, right? And if you watch, I mean, at 140 mark, so very quickly into the third period, Zach Naring ties it up at 3, right? And then at the 4:47 mark, this is beautiful. Ty Jackson got his second goal of the game from Joel Kelberg and Kyle Smolin, and they made it 4-3. And then Kyle Smolin gets the empty netter. I mean, they pulled their goalie with 2.5 minutes left. I want to say it was a 2:30 mark, guys, and it was just absolutely awesome. As but yeah, I mean, the atmosphere just in general, everything they did, I mean, you can't. But yeah, I mean, look, it's just but they fought all game, and I mean, this is and Coach Coach Powers talked about that. Yeah, I mean, this is coming in here. We're there, guys. I mean, you can't. It's just. Whew. It is just. It is just awesome, and I'm going to bring you one of the goals too, because like I said, it's just. But Western Michigan comes in, like I said, with 5 losses. We talked about this, and they were physical. I mean, a big team. We all definitely got that. And I mean, again, like I said, we definitely, everybody knew that. Coach Powers talked about it, everything. And it's one of those things where, Yeah, I mean, it's one of those. Oh, pardon me for. Yeah, so I mean, look, phenomenal job. By Western Michigan, and they fought with them, and then yeah, the next night it was a little tough. They in overtime they lost 4-3, but again, same thing, back and forth and going toe to toe with number 3 team in the country. So again, absolutely awesome. Love to see that. Softball, like I said, they took on number 3 Florida. That they kicked off the Sun Devil Classic with that, and yeah, it was a little tough, to say the least. But memento, please. 1 second. Sorry, power source got knocked out, so did not want to again drop anything. But yeah, softball took on. They had again. Well, like I said, number 3 Florida came in for the Sun Devil Classic, and probably not going to get through today, but Riley Holtorf, who a lot of you local fans know. I mean, she played at UW again. They're in the Pac-12, and she'd graduated, and now she transferred to Florida. It's a grad student transfer. So yeah, Florida number 3 in the country, and man, it was a challenge. And they, the Devils. I mean, they lost 9-1, yes, but then they took on Cal Baptist after that. Oh well, I will say, well, and we'll get to Florida, but they lost Florida 9-1. But again, it was they learned a lot. You learn a lot about yourselves there, and I mean, it's not like they couldn't match up, but I mean, and they had their chances too. Did the Devils? But then they turned around and beat Cal Baptist right after that, 8-1. Saturday they took on Portland State, beat them 10-3, and then New Mexico State they beat 5-1. So with that, they are now 10-5 overall. They're 10-4 at home, 0-1 away, and that's at Grand Canyon. But yeah, so the Sun Devil Classic 3-1, and again, just awesome to be at Farrington Stadium now. Coming in this weekend, Thursday through Sunday, it's the ASU Invitational. So Oregon State will be here. So we'll Seattle University, and then Yale. Interesting. UTEP and Utah State. So the Devils take on Oregon State Thursday, and we'll get to more of this, but Thursday at 6, and then Friday at 4 they take on Seattle U, and then at 6:30 they take on Yale, and then Saturday at 4 they take on UTEP, and at 6:30 they take on Utah State. Then Sunday we get a little again another 11:30 brunch, some brunch softball, which is always phenomenal at Farrington. They will take on Oregon State again on March 2nd. So that is at 11:30. So they have that going for them, and that is this weekend. But yeah, 3-1 off of that. Again, love what we saw. Love what I saw from them again. I mean, you look at early on in the season, they've beaten. They beat Cal, who was ranked at the time, but they're not they weren't ranked, but they're 21 now. They beat Oregon, who was 21 at the time, and then they beat UW, to obviously former Pac-12 foes, 25. So they've 21-25. They lost to number 3. They're 10-5, and man, this team, it is exciting, Coach Parle. I mean, Cambry Krieger, freshman pitcher, but and you see, as a freshman, you're going to have some speed bumps, and we'll hear from Coach Bartlett too. So want to get that. Baseball wise this weekend, guys. Again, they took 2 out of 3 from Oral Roberts, a team that is no stranger to the postseason as Oral Roberts, as they have won their conference. And I mentioned that on Friday. They won their conference tournament, a few times, and quite a few times, and they've been to regionals. So again, it's they take 2 out of 3. They win a series. They are 6-1 now, headed to former Pac-10, Pac-12 rival UCLA Tuesday, Wednesday, like I talked about, tomorrow and Wednesday in LA. So that again, but great weekend. New Contratus yesterday, I mean, he started off the game, first pitch he saw, cranks it out for a home run. Or not first pitch, his first at bat, cranks it out for a home run. He did hit another home run later. Jacob Tobias hit a home run. Josiah Cromwick hit a home run. Yeah, it was a home run fiesta. And I know baseball, so I know baseball fans at Muni, we've been very accustomed to that and spoiled because the ball, yes, I mean, and they're hitting it right. You hit it right, and it will carry out. Brandon Compton had one at bat, official at bat, because you guys know how I feel about this rule. It's stupid. He was 1 for 1 with a double, but he had 4 walks, like not getting any pitches he can see. So he's waiting to nobody wants to challenge him. He's in that 3 spot, but you get Tobias right behind him who hit a jack yesterday, and Compton was on base with one of those walks. So I mean, it is just this lineup again, and Coach Bloomquist has talked about it. This offense, what it can be defensively, looking very, very solid. The bullpen giving up no runs yesterday. Just again, absolutely solid performance for the Devils, and they take the game 9-2. Was the final. Again, New Contrast, like I said, 2 for 5, 2 home runs. Kian Vu was 2 for 5. He had a home. I'm sorry, Kian. Yeah, Kian had a home run as well too. Jacob Tobias 2 for 5 with a home run. Josiah Cromwick 1 for 5, but he hit a dinger as well. But yeah, Brandon Compton was 1 for 1. He scored 2 runs. It was a double. And yeah, he had 4 walks. So yes, he only has 1 official at bat, but those bases count, the runs scored count, but it's not an official at bat because you get a walk. Believe me, guys, I get to this. And then the bullpen real quick. I mean, not the bullpen, the pitching staff, pardon me. Jaden Alba went 5 innings. This young man threw 96 pitches. 57 of them strikes. So, in 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, they were both earned, but he had 6 Ks. And 2 walks, and those were in the first inning. After that, nothing, and he got out of a jam. All a hell of a performance. And then Derek Schaefer came in. He pitched 1 inning, gave up a hit, but struck out 1, walked 1, no runs, obviously. And then Cole Carlone came in for 2, did give up 1 hit, but 4 Ks, and then obviously no runs, no earned runs, no walks. So 4 Ks and no walks. He threw 28 pitches, and 21 of those are strikes. So yeah, Carlone just getting that. And then Eli Buxton came in for an inning, no hits, no runs, struck out 1 through 12 pitches, 8 were strikes. And so no earned runs for the bullpen. Absolutely phenomenal. And this offense, but I mean, Gavin Contradas, it's just, again, so great, so awesome that, he was banged up, but he overcame it, rehabbed we heard Coach Bloomquist talk about it late in the fall, just having to kind of almost reel him in just a teeny bit. But yeah, he's back on the field, and again, it's not 1 but 2 home runs yesterday. He scored 2 runs at 3 RBIs. So again, just absolutely awesome. But him at the top of the lineup, back at third base, and those first 6, like Contradas, Kian Vu, Brandon Compton, Jacob Tobias, Josiah Cromwick, Isaiah Jackson, like all back from last year, and it's just, but like I said, the defense, Kyle Walker, Matt King in the middle of it's just awesome. This lineup, it's exciting. Yes, they have, they've had big challenges to this point, guys, and guess what? They have huge challenges coming forward too. So, hey, we're going to step aside real quick because we got a lot to get to. We're going to hear from Coach Powers. We're going to hear from Coach Bartlett. We're going to hear from Coach Bloomquist about their team. So I'm going to step aside. When we get back, that is what we were hearing from. We're going to hear from Coach Powers first. I know it was after Friday's win, but again, just such an awesome performance. And then, we'll go from there. And actually, we'll hear from some players too, but we will step aside real quick. And when we get back, again, it is just diving more into this awesome Victory Monday here on Pitchfork Lunch. And again, we'll hear from some of the players too. I got you covered. Don't worry about it. But yes, awesome Victory Monday here on Pitchfork Lunch.
KSRN has the inside track on all things sports, with topics and opinions from former players and local personalities. Catch 15-year NFL veteran Ed Smith and Jay Adams on Easy Sports Talk every Saturday.
Unfortunately, with this back and these knees, I don't quite have that ability, or at least I use.
Are you good?
For all things Arizona Cardinals, tune in Monday nights with Casual E and Sean McConnell.
Bird gang. I know it was another tough loss, but keep encouraged. We miss you, BA.
And now you can exclusively listen to former Arizona Cardinal Jeremy Bridges on his show, JB and Benny Blue Review.
Exactly.
Don't be dumb.
Sending the message out to the world.
Always relay that message. Don't be dumb.
Yes, your guy, Benny Blue, comedian extraordinaire.
Exclusively on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network.
This is the sound of a racing heart. It's beating a little faster because it belongs to a young child. But this child isn't in the middle of a close soccer game or playing with her puppy in the yard. Her heart is racing because she's just been told she has to move foster homes again. Change a child's story. There's a child waiting for a volunteer like you. Learn how you can help at casaforchildren.org.
Got a big painting project you've been putting off because you don't think you can afford it? Well, it's time to call the team at Customer First Solutions. Customer First is your one-stop shop for all home repairs, from full interior and exterior painting to handyman services, drywall repair, electrical, and plumbing. Customer First has the most competitive prices in the Valley. Your flat rate quote is based on the square footage of your home, and that includes wall repair. All Customer First technicians are licensed, bonded, and fully background checked for your assurance. Call or text Customer First Solutions at 480-877-0255 for your free quote. Customer First Solutions, where our customers and their homes are our first priority. Got a big painting project you've been putting off?
KSRN has the inside track on all things sports, with topics and opinions from former players and local personalities. Catch 15-year NFL veteran Ed Smith and Jay Adams on Easy Sports Talk every Saturday.
Unfortunately, with this back and these knees, I don't quite have that ability, or at least I use.
Are you good?
For all things Arizona Cardinals, tune in Monday nights with Casual E and Sean McConnell.
Bird gang. I know it was another tough loss, but keep encouraged. We miss you, BA.
And now you can exclusively listen to former Arizona Cardinal Jeremy Bridges on his show, JB and Benny Blue Review.
Exactly.
Don't be dumb.
Sending the message out to the world.
Always relay that message. Don't be dumb.
Yes, your guy, Benny Blue, comedian extraordinaire.
Exclusively on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network.
You are listening to the best internet radio station on the web, KSRN, Arizona.
Yes, for those of you listening on KSRN, it is the best internet radio station on the web. I am Michael Carasino at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as the Twitter. See the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. My IG, michael.carasino.5. And also the YouTube channel at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005 at MVC005. Subscribe. And yes, on the Casual Sports Radio Network. Pitchfork Lunch coming to you live 12 to 1 every day. All right, let's get right to it, though. I said we're going to hear from Coach Powers. This is Friday night after the awesome, phenomenal 5-3 victory over Western Michigan. The Broncos got some of Sparky's pitchfork there. So yes, but this is Coach Powers after Friday night. Again, I want you to hear this because I know some of you did, but again, just phenomenal performance. So without further ado, here is Coach Powers.
Hard on the forecheck, we got to be a lot better going back for pucks and making harder plays tomorrow if we're gonna get another win. But just the slugfest, tons of resiliency from our guys, and just a huge win for the program.
The first 10 minutes of that second period, they get two. It felt like the ice was completely tilted their way. What did you tell your guys on the bench to get it back?
It was tilted, and it was all really just mismanaging pucks and not making hard plays. And credit to our fourth line, we put that together. So they could get pucks in and forecheck and finish hits and give us energy and momentum, and they did that. Tucker had a couple big hits. Tony had an unbelievable forecheck where he got the crowd into it. The next shift we went up 3-2, and huge game out of those three.
What did Luke give you tonight?
Luke was phenomenal. He was steady. He made big saves. He made the saves he was supposed to. He was probably our best player tonight. And I challenged him. After Duluth. To win us a big game, and tonight he did. Really proud of him.
Did you think the physicality tonight?
It was awesome. I thought we matched their physicality in every way, and I think a big reason for that was the fourth line, how it was constructed, and they bought into what they needed to do. But the other guys, you look like Colin Potter was finishing checks and forechecking and had great stick. That was a man's game out there, and in my opinion, I think that was Potsy's best game of the season. He was dominant. He drove the play. He played the right way. He managed pucks. He played like a veteran tonight, and he was special for us.
Was he aware of how many eyeballs were on him tonight?
He's always aware. He's used to it by now, and he deals with the pressure so well, and really proud of the kid for his effort tonight.
You had said after Duluth you felt like he was just kind of gripping his stick. Did you talk to him this week that kind of loosened him up, or did he just find his way out of it?
No, the kid drives the play. He generates chances. He gets chances. It's going to go in for him. Just keep at it. It's all about effort. It's all about using his ability to skate and drive the play and push teams back. And he did that tonight, probably better than he's done all season.
What does this do for your guys' confidence going into your final 3 games?
I think it's big. That's their first regulation loss that they've suffered in league play. They're a hell of a team, and we learned that the hard way tonight in a lot of different ways. And but we just said in the room, the job's half done. We want to get 2 this weekend. Get back in first place tomorrow and see what happens the rest of the way.
Can we expect to see Tucker on that forward bottom line again?
Yeah, and he did his job so well tonight. And we were just a little light up front when we have some of the other guys in, and with what they brought energy wise and managing pucks and the bench energy those three give us, there'd be no reason to make a change.
Pat was great, but the guys in front of him almost blocked probably as many saves he made. What do you think about your game blocking?
Yeah, it's just selfless playoff hockey. That's where we're at right now, and Pat was great. The D did a really good job blocking shots. Murch always does that. He does what he does, and that's why he's probably going to make a living playing this game.
I know you can't do anything about repair-wise, but it's unbelievable that you sit in the same spot after.
Yeah, it is, but to be honest, we gained a lot of ground, right? And while you may not see immediate, an immediate jump, it's going to help us when it all comes down to the end of when that matters. This win's going to be big for us, and it maybe didn't happen tonight, but the RPI and the margin between really us and 11 right now is minuscule. So a win tomorrow, you'll see some movement.
Coach, you talked about obviously your team playing with energy all year, but obviously the crowd tonight, I mean, the first 2 goals come quick, and just the electricity. I know, like you said, it fires you up, but just what does it do when you're on? How does it feel when you're on the bench and the crowd's just going crazy?
It's incredible, you know. I mean, I've been here for 17 years, you know, and you go back to where we all started at Oceanside, and you know, it was such a small barn with low ceilings, and you couldn't hear the crowd at Oceanside because the noise went into the glass, right? But sometimes you still have to pinch yourself. You know, if you've been around this program as long as I have, and I have guys that I played with here tonight, guys that have never been to a game of Mullet, and they're just blown away. The crowd was incredible. Our fans have been incredible all year, and we owe our fans an even better effort tomorrow. We owe our fans another win, and then obviously, you know, we're looking good to potentially obviously host the playoff series and play in front of them again. Ty I gave him the Warrior Award. He was unbelievable. He drove play. He went to the net. He was a great leader. We put him on the kill. He was aggressive and great on the kill. He was fantastic. I mean, again, I just want to be heavy. I want to be heavy, and we got a lot of light skill guys up there, and right now we don't need. We got plenty of skill to win games, and the decision tonight to get heavy was the right decision, and it's that simple.
Can we expect to see him with the team moving forward in future games?
I don't know. I mean, anyone that was out tonight, you know, you can expect to maybe see. You know, but we just beat Western Michigan with the lineup we had, and we're proud of those guys.
So it was just a performance-based thing. You wanted to get heavier.
Yeah. You got any more questions about that? Sure. Okay.
You mentioned wanting a better performance, and puck management was one of the things you talked about. But what does a better performance look like tomorrow night? What do
you just being hard going back for pucks. You know, they're such a good forechecking team, and they come so hard at you. You have to just make hard plays, and sometimes it's just living to fight another day, you know. And our guys, you want to get cute against this team, like they're going to make you pay. And that was their second goal. We have possession going into the zone. We get it down below the hash where we want to possess it and start to set up shop and make plays. We go behind the back. You know, they tip it out of the zone, and then we make a soft play at the defensive blue, and it's in the back of our net. You have to manage pucks, and you have to make hard plays against these guys. And sometimes it's not going to be tic-tac-toe. It's not going to be cute. Cute hockey's not going to work. You just got to make hard plays and live to fight another day.
All right. And there he is, Coach Powers. Yeah, I mean, live to fight another day. But I mean, that's why I mean, the crowd, the electricity. But I mean, yeah, the Western Michigan again. That 10-minute, the first 10 minutes of the second period, yeah, they came out, they were down. Of course, they're going to have fight. But yeah, the pairwise drive me absolutely nuts before we get to Kyle Smollett and Luke Pavicic. Yeah, so the Devils are now 16 in the pairwise, and they came in at what, 14? So you win and you stay in the same spot against Western Michigan, and then you go to overtime, and they lost in overtime. You lose in overtime to Western Michigan, and you drop that much at higher end. Like, I'm sorry. And again, I get, you know, the teams above. But you lose 4-3 in overtime. And the pairwise right after that, I mean, look, Penn State's above them at 49, and they've actually, yeah, Penn State's above them. Now, UMass Lowell, because when you look at it says power ranking, like it's crazy to me. Like, no disrespect to those teams, but like okay. And Western Michigan, they're at 5. They're at 5. Like, and again, you beat them and you force overtime, which you don't get crazy credit. So you shouldn't get crazy crushed. Like, I'm sorry. It's Homer show or not, guys. It's ridiculous to me. But anyway, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. I want to get to Kyle Small. I want to hear, because I mean, Luke Pavicic, man, this young man in goal, and he got peppered. And again, they led. What did we talk about last week? They led the NCHC in blocks, and it was by a lot. And they did a lot of that Friday night. But yeah, Kyle Small, he got the empty netter. Again, just played a hell of a game. Yeah, Small gets an empty netter to make it 5-3, and that was that. The Devils closed them out. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Pairwise to me, like last year, yes, I know I hammered it, but them being independent and searching for games, I get it. I understand. But at the same time, this year now, you're playing in this conference, and it's like, okay, you beat Western Michigan in regulation, where again, yeah, they maybe shifted the ice, but it's not like the Devils are like, oh, we're just going to chuck it from 90 feet away and it takes crazy bounces and it goes in. Again, it'll work itself out. I need to calm myself down. Hear more tomorrow, but I'm still annoyed. But anyway, let's look at the positive side. Let's hear from Kyle Smolin and Luke Pavicic.
You guys just beat a very high caliber team. What's the immediate feeling afterwards?
It's great, we're super excited about it, but at the end of the day, it's all about validation. We beat a good team, but we got to prove it to them.
Once, you do it once, anybody can beat somebody. One time in hockey, it's speedy hockey, anybody can beat anybody, but you do it twice, then you're really solidifying it.
Luke, it looked like you were seeing the puck really well. How did you feel your game was?
Felt good, for sure. Had a good week of practice, a lot of help, just talking over stuff with Gibby, the other boys, whatnot, and just preparing for this game, being dialed in. It's coming down to playoff hockey right now. That's the mindset, and that's what it's got to be.
Guys were blocking countless shots in front of you. What did you see out of your boys in front?
I was thinking I'm hugging every single one of them, or trying to get to all of them. When I went back in the locker room, they you guys see me make saves, but I hope people will see that too. Like you just said, those blocks are big time. Those are, like I said, that's playoff hockey. That's how you win hockey games, and that's what we did tonight.
Yeah, even as many as you did.
Yeah.
Even though those blocks are happening, that's still a lot of activity for a goal. I think they had over 90 shot attempts in this game. Yeah. So, do you like being in a game where you have that much activity?
They're a high volume team, which we were told coming into it. And when I first started my college career, that's how it was for me. And I like that because it gets you in the game right away. I mean, obviously, 45, 40 shots, whatever it is, it seems like a lot, but as a goalie, you're kind of liking it because you stay in the game, you stay dialed, you stay ready. I mean, even same thing when it's a 20-shot game, whatnot, but kind of keeps you in a little bit more, I would say. Yeah.
And you guys, obviously, they're a tough team, but you get those 2 goals pretty quick. I mean, what was kind of the feeling on the ice? And do you feel them, I mean, not that they're going to get frustrated, do you feel they were a little frustrated when you guys got those 2 goals quick?
No, they're just a really good team, and they know how to play from behind. When you're as deep as we are and they are, how to come back in games, and they've been successful all year. Being down after the first and being down after the second. So kind of going into the locker room, it was kind of keep a positive mentality and not to change our game and not to get too cute, if that makes sense. Kind of stick to what he said, stick to the playoff hockey brand and to not kind of stray from what works. So I think that'd be the biggest thing. Going with the lead, I think we have to be better with it. I think we came out a little soft in the second period and we didn't really play to our caliber and our standard.
I was going to say, so outside the first 10 minutes, because Coach mentioned in the second period, but overall, I mean, do you feel, obviously you guys stayed in control, but how do you feel that you matched their physicality?
I think we did a really good job. I think our fourth line really led the charge with that, and I think kind of up and down our lineup, we fed off it a little bit, and I think there's always room to get better with that too. I think you could always be more physical, you could always be harder on pucks, you could always be stronger on sticks, you could always be better on draws. So there's a lot of things to take away from this game. So.
I want to hear both your guys' opinion. Western Michigan, they're big, they're physical, but I felt like they had a lot of speed. What was that speed like in
They're very fast off transition, kind of similar to us. They kind of stretch 3 guys at the blue line, and they just look to catch teams off guard. And they got guys that can rip the puck. They'll snap it up on you when you're not expecting it. They'll come in and rip a shot, and it's in the back of the net. So kind of for us, being able to slow their speed down and create turnovers to feed our team speed, I think is the key to beat a team of that caliber.
Yeah. They were finding a lot of seam passes too, which we do too as well. So it's kind of looking in the mirror in a sense, but and they're stretching the puck a lot, really pushing our D-back, which we try to do as well, getting the puck up ice as quick as possible, quick transition. So it's nice because in practice it's the same way, and It's nice in practice like that when you practice hard and makes games easy.
You guys know that it's down to the nitty gritty. You know the situation at this point. What is the messaging? What's the approach with these games all meaning so much?
Playoff hockey. I mean, we keep saying it over and over. It's playoff hockey. Like, there's no more room for error. Like, we have to start playing like every game is elimination game at this point. Because when the elimination game does come, like we can't be unprepared. So it's having that mentality every night.
It's the only way to play it.
How a couple years ago you said you guys were one of the best, if not the best teams in the country. What does this win do to confirm that?
Like I said, anybody can beat anybody on any given night. But it's all about validation, and we got to validate that win now. We have to prove it. We have to prove that we are one of the best teams in the country by validating this win with another win.
How do you do that?
We just got to keep playing to our standard, keep playing fast, keep playing strong, and just play to our standard. If we let teams beat us in our own game, we just can't let it happen.
And Luke, I know you said obviously giving like the defenders, players hugs for blocking shots. I mean, you guys came into this match of leading the conference in blocks. I know obviously as a goalie, it can create some crazy ricochets and traffics, but when you're seeing them teams get shots off and it's constantly getting blocked, do you feel that that's kind of later on driving them to, shoot wide, shoot crazy because they're just not getting anything through the middle?
Yeah, in a sense. There was a lot of point shots that they were aiming to shoot wide, I could tell, which is a smart play. We did the same thing. When you got nothing, kind of got to make a play, right? And you're not just going to throw it at their shins and whatnot. So you're trying to put it behind the net, get a play going, and that's what they did as well. But we were really good at fronting pucks, sticks on pucks, getting the body in front of the lanes, and it worked really well tonight.
Luke, with about 4 minutes left, there was that net front scramble for Western Michigan. It seems like you made probably 30 saves. What was going through your head in that moment?
That was total mess up by me. I totally missed my pulse on the left side. I came across sitting on my butt, and thankfully the kid shot it right at my pad because top of the net was open, and just tried to get my pad down. You always got to try to make a save, right? And that was the goal, and all these guys start swarming in. You get to see a bunch of white jerseys, which is great because they don't want to let it go on. They'll stop a shot just like me. So it was great to see. It's a little hectic, but we got through it and we got the win.
And then, Kyle, a lot of the dialogue going into this series was that you guys had to be relentless to beat a team like Western Michigan. You guys went toe-to-toe, matched their physicality. What did you think of your relentlessness tonight?
I think it's it's a work in progress. We've kind of been building it throughout the year. There's times we'd have it, and other times we don't have it. Relentless is consistency. It's consistently relentless all the time, and I think we've built it over the time in the last couple of weeks. I think it's just a matter of sticking to it.
Can you walk us through what happened on that 185-foot putt for the empty net goal?
Yeah, their face-off structure, they don't have a guy in the middle, and I lost the first face-off, and I was like, I just need to change it up, and I saw that the middle of the ice was open. I was like, whatever, I'll just punt it and see what happens. And the coach was screaming at me to shoot it on the bench, and I just shot it, and I got some puck luck. So
you did get a piece of it off that face-off?
Oh yeah, I think I got it at least 5 feet off the ground, and then it took a nice bounce. So
good roll, right?
Yeah, the green was on my side.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Well, again, Luke Havs talking about those blocks, and I talked about it. Absolutely phenomenal, guys. If you look at what was Friday night, and it's and another thing I learned. Got to give a shout out to Sun Devil Hockey SID page. The NCAA does not track hits like in the NHL, and it's a resource thing too. But they don't track hits. Like that to me is just crazy. They had 33 blocks on Friday night. 33. And Western Michigan had 5. That's insane, as you guys all know. And then Saturday night, it was 4-3 in overtime. And again, you get crushed in the pairwise more, which I will breathe. Again, they have Omaha this week. Again, you take care of business against Omaha. There's no way that this team's not in a postseason. You beat Omaha twice. There's no way they're not in a postseason. Now you split. I'm sure they'll leave it. It'll be left up for debate, but to me, it's not a debate. Seeing these teams play, having seen a lot of the NCHC teams play, yes, I'm just saying it's frustrating-ish. Like I just like it's the fact that you're blocking that much, like it's insane. And then we look at 4-3, because I mean, again, ASU was up 2-1-0 after one. It was 2-1 after two, and then it was 3-3. Western Michigan did score in the third. At the 12:59 mark is when they tied it up. And again, you knew they'd punch back, and then at 2:49, at the 2:49 mark, so they were getting close to having a tie. And but yeah, Western Michigan gets the winner. But when you look at the blocks, Western Michigan had 13. ASU, I mean, okay, so it was down from they had 17 blocks, but still, I mean, it's just insane. And again, committing to doing it and keeping it, less chances, like Luke Pavicic was saying, absolutely awesome. So, but yeah, awesome. We could hear from them as well. Look, we're going to get to Coach Bloomquist tomorrow, and we'll get to players tomorrow. Also, Coach Bartlett tomorrow as well. Again, a lot going on, exciting this weekend. Again, wanted to bring you the hockey, but what baseball did this weekend. So yeah, absolutely crazy there. But nonetheless, yeah, it just was a phenomenal weekend. Again, stoked for hockey, not stoked to go up and down on the pairwise like that. Women's hoops gets an overtime dominating win at BYU. I know I mentioned it at the top of the show. We'll get to that. Men's hoops also at K-State gets a big win. And yes, it was news. And no, I didn't forget about it. But BJ Freeman, a lot of you Sun Devil fans saw that BJ Freeman has been dismissed from the team, left the team. And that in and of itself, I mean, yes, it does suck. Poking around, but again, it's between him and the team. As much as I need to know, but again, maybe it'll come out at some point. Who knows? But BJ Freeman not there, but they take care of business. They punch Kansas State in the mouth. Awesome. Forks up to that. Again, softball, baseball, hockey, women's water polo, women's beach volleyball, like just absolute forks up, man. But we'll get to a lot more tomorrow. Everybody have a phenomenal rest of your Monday. I will see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. And yes, as the Big 12, reigning Big 12 women's volleyball champs reminded me, #our state. And it is. And yeah, it is our state. And as always, like I said, I will see you tomorrow. But as always, forks up.
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
The 27-yard line. That's a great call, too. Blaine Baker, Plummer will put it up, throws over the middle. Touchdown. Great play.
That's away. Trying to center off with Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Far down, he scored.
Come from behind for a month. Now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. Philadelphia, they won't get him. Wow.
Edwards.